Well, Israel on Monday said that 11 more hostages released in the Gaza Strip had arrived safely. The move came hours after the announcement that the truce between Israel and Hamas will be extended by 2 more days, opening the way for further releases. Shortly after the arrival of the hostages was confirmed, Israel's prison authorities said that 33 Palestinian inmates had been released. The freed Israelis are dual nationals of France, Germany and Argentina, according to Qatar, which has helped mediate the latest deal between the two warring sides. Now, most residents in Gaza have been displaced, and the whole strip is short on essentials such as food, water and medical supplies. The chief of the United Nations hailed all these developments. Take a listen.
It's a glimpse of hope and humanity in the middle of the darkness of war. And I strongly hope that this will enable us to increase even more the humanitarian aid to the people in Gaza that is suffering so much, knowing that even with that additional amount of time, it will be impossible to satisfy all the dramatic needs of the population in Gaza.
German Foreign Minister welcomed the release of the hostages, including 2 teenagers. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will pay his 3rd wartime visit to West Asia this week. A senior said that the top U.S. diplomat would meet with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu in Tel Aviv and also with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Qatar, with the support of U.S. and Egypt, it has been engaged in intense negotiations to establish and prolong the truce in Gaza. Hamas, which runs Gaza and triggered the war when its militants made an attack on Israel last month, said that it was drawing up a new list of hostages for release. The White House welcomed the agreement to extend the truce. Here's what the U.S. National Security Council spokesperson said.
This humanitarian pause has already brought a halt to the fighting, together with a surge of humanitarian assistance. We would, of course, hope to see the pause extended further, and that will depend upon Hamas continuing to release hostages.
Josep Borrell, EU's top foreign policy official, had called for the pause to be prolonged to make it sustainable while working for a political solution. While the tearful reunions of families and hostages have brought relief from images of civilian death and suffering in the 7-week-old war. Reports suggest that the Hamas terror chief, Yahya Sinwar, spoke to the Israeli hostages as they were being held underground inside Gaza following their October 7th abduction. And as per Channel 12, Sinwar spoke to the hostages in near accentless Hebrew in a bid to reassure them after they were dragged into Gaza. He reportedly said, and I'm quoting him here, "Hello, I am Yahya Sinwar. You are the most protected here. Nothing will happen to you." And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tharani has sent us this report from New York. Take a look.
While the White House is currently taking credit for the extension of this temporary truce between Israel and Hamas, the main challenge is what comes next. President Biden not only needs to free the hostages, but use the successes of the past few days to try to shape the trajectory of the war in Gaza. The United States has made clear that Israel has the right to defend itself, and the U.S. will support Israel in its endeavor to eliminate Hamas. But on the other hand, it's also made clear that it has reservations about the war moving to the south of Gaza, at least until the IDF provides some sort of information about what the end game is. So the question is President Biden in a bind, and is he looking for an exit ramp?